Ugh.
around. Yeah, I've tried that, and I don't know. It just feels fake. And it is, of course, it is fake, but it makes me feel fake. I would just rather have a real background, no matter what's back there. But I've been messing around with this blurred thing, and I know you're in the live shows. I just don't blur it. It just depends.
It doesn't matter. I mean, your lives, I'm like, gee, I forget he has it that blurred out. Okay, just a second. I got to get used to it. It's not
Right.
normal.
That's right.
And I know it's you're hiding your notes. I get it.
Yep. That's right. That's right. But you're right. I mean, most people who do live shows, either it's one of two things. Either it's a real background, but it's very organized and procured, and books and making everything behind them, maybe a plaque on the wall or something, a diploma, or it's fake.
Yeah.
It's fake, and it just looks like they're sitting in a library or something. And I really don't prefer either of those, because either of those feel very fake to me. So
I get it.
what would we see if we were to see your background, Dee?
Right now, you see a light bulb, this black, a door, and a bucket, and the grill that's covered up. That's what you would see.
I'd see okay, so you're outside then.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Very much so. I sit outside 24/7.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
As long as the heat don't kill me.
Huh. Yeah, it was really, really hot out there today. I could never do a live show from outside. At least this time of year.
Well, it's like 95 here, but it's cool right now, so it's like 92, so it's dropped down a little.
Yeah, this of course the sun is still up here, and it was blazing hot out there today.
Yeah.
For Florida. If this were Las Vegas, this wouldn't be anything. But here it's blazing hot.
And see, in south of you is getting rain.
If you say so. I have no idea. It's weird. I went to trivia yesterday, and every one of my trivia teammates who don't, of course, they all live in the same area, they got all sorts of storms. Like on Tuesday, Wednesday, I didn't get a drop here.
My friend Mama Bear messaged yesterday. He told us, she goes, well, if you don't hear from me tomorrow, girls, you know why. My signal's not going to be worth it because the internet's not going to work. I was like, hey. She goes, we got a storm here. Okay. Yeah. Not a problem.
Yeah. So, but I haven't, at my spot where I live, we haven't got a hard rain in a while. But when I went to trivia yesterday evening, the parking lot, it rained so much over there, and it's only like 15 minutes away. There were big puddles in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So it's weird. But how are you doing? Otherwise, how are you doing? How has your week been? Hello? Did I lose you? Hello? Can't hear you, Dee.
Yeah, I know. We had a mic die.
So soon?
Oh, I haven't plugged them in and charged them yet. So, yeah, so soon.
You knew you were doing a show, right?
But see, I didn't know how well it was going to work either. Last time I tried the mic, you couldn't hear me. Arctic could, and he kept going, Ed can't hear you. And I'm like, I know Ed can't hear me, and I don't know why. So
they surely won't work if you don't charge them, Dee.
So that was the last set I had.
It's like, when I go to the gym for my workouts, nothing gets me more frustrated than me getting down there with my headphones and then they die because I didn't charge them. You want to see one ticked off guy working out, see me without my headphones.
See, I keep telling him we need to, with being native, we have I think they call it a wellness clinic or something like that, where you have where it's a workout gym and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All the sports equipment you can imagine.
Yeah.
Plus a pool. I keep telling him we need to go sign up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, I blame it all on him. He blames it on me. I blame it on him.
Okay. Any fires? Doing any work for the fire department?
You know what? Since he's been home, which I guess that's the only time I'm going to go help, is whenever he's home. So since he's been home, we have not had a call yet.
Wow.
It's 4th of July weekend. He's kind of hoping for one. I'm kind of hoping not for one.
Yeah, who hopes for fires?
I'm just the opposite,
Mm-hmm. Because I want to hear a story about a fire and you going out there and helping the firefighters, assisting them. I want to hear a story about that.
You don't like that at all. Well, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
So, I did research. There ain't much out about this guy other than what his daughter put out on the OSBI thing yesterday.
You mean Billy Lange, the one I pointed out today?
Yes.
You're right. There's not, but I think this does give. The thing is, the more that isn't said, the more it allows us to, throw some ideas around here.
Yeah. I was waiting to see if anyone came in, but I'm not seeing her, so
yeah, I wouldn't have brought it up to you, but being that you're in Oklahoma and being that just today they posted something on the Oklahoma OSBI page or whatever it is about it, I thought I'd run it by you.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen his case. I've done.
Have you? Oh, have you? Okay, all right.
Because it was on the Oklahoma website for a long time. Oklahoma Missing or wherever they're called, that group. So I've seen his case.
Okay.
So it wasn't nothing really new, but it was one of those, oh, wow, Ed's interested in an Oklahoma case.
Just for you, Dee, just for you. But I do see that his family does have a Facebook page. So once the Atlantic series is over, he is on my list of ones to try to cover. But I thought we could talk about it here first.
Okay, that works.
So,
I mean,
all right.
It seems like a very, very interesting case. And like you said, it gives us enough to go off of, but enough to not go off of at the same time,
Right. Now, I did go in prep, besides just going to the Charlie Project and copying what Megan has written there, I did go to Web Sleuths. There's a thread there on Billy's disappearance, but it does not reveal anything.
There's one on Reddit too. And let's not go down the Reddit rabbit hole. Yes, I looked at Reddit earlier.
All right. Would anything that jumped out at you as far as additional information there or not?
No. I mean, even people in the Reddit thread even asked, what makes them believe it's a homicide at this point, and not a walk-off.
Right.
So.
Right. Because that's what the police said. It says, he's considered missing under suspicious circumstances, and his daughter believes foul play was involved in this case. But I will also admit my experience is that when you have a law enforcement agency bringing it up after so many years, then I guess they think it's foul play too. Not that they are right. I mean, I'm not convinced the police know anything more than anybody else in some of these, even if they have the paperwork. But if it's a grown man like Billy is, and 10 years later they just bring it out of nowhere, then that's always going to catch my attention.
Yeah. Yep. Like I said, it really caught me off guard when I read about it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I'll just read what's written at the Charlie Project, and we'll go from there. All right.
All righty.
Okay. Billy Lange, he was 60 years old, by the way, was last seen. I mean, is this close to you? I didn't even ask. Is this close to you?
This would be about 2.5 hours from me.
All right, so not close.
No. Like I was telling people earlier that I sent, messages out to you saying I was covering the case.
Yeah.
I pointed out, I was like, it's over by Lawton. It's north of Lawton by an hour.
Okay.
Hour and 18 minutes, give or take.
All right. Because you live fairly close to Texas, right?
Yes.
All right. So this is much more up like in the middle part of Oklahoma?
It's more, yeah. Canadian County, I think, is Norman, if I'm not wrong, for the county.
Okay.
So that he was close to.
Okay. All right. So Billy was last seen near Binger or Binger. Is it Binger or Binger, Oklahoma? Do you even know?
I think it's Binger.
Binger. All right. Binger, Oklahoma. On March 3rd of 2016, so over 10 years ago. He lived in Binger at the time of his disappearance, but worked as a ranch hand in Hinton, Oklahoma. On the day of his disappearance, he ordered tires at a tire shop in Hinton and stopped at a convenience store as usual for his daily coffee. He was never heard from again. On March 4th, so the next day, Billy's gold S10 pickup truck, but it might have been like one of those S10 SUVs, which had damage, which had already before this had damage to the driver's side window and had stickers on the back window, was found on the side of I-40 eastbound, which I've been on there, on I-40 in that area, west of the Calumet exit near mile marker 115. All the things he normally took to work, including his keys, I guess for the vehicle and his home, eyeglasses, and cigarettes were inside it. The truck had broken down, and we'll get back to that. And it's possible Billy tried to hitchhike out of the area. Possible. I don't know if there's any proof of that. His case remains unsolved. He's considered missing under suspicious circumstances, and his daughter believes foul play was involved in his case. Just from that, what are some of the things that jump out to you, Dee?
The fact that his keys, glasses, and cigarettes were all found inside the vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you're going to hitchhike, you're going to want to have on you, so that way, like I said, as a smoker, I can say this.
Right.
If I'm going to hitchhike, I'm taking my cigarettes with me, because God only knows, excuse my language, if you're going to get the ride or not.
Right. I mean, and you've told me that you've kind of cut down on your smoking, Dee, or maybe that's kind of behind you now. But big smokers don't go anywhere without their cigarettes.
No.
Right?
No. No.
I have a sister-in-law, Laureen, who is a habitual smoker, and everybody's tried to get her to quit, including her own daughters, who are nurses, or one's a pharmacist, and she just won't listen to them. So smokers don't go anywhere without their cigarettes.
No, we don't.
Right. So I agree with you. I think that's very insightful, that either the thinking that he hitchhiked out of the area, but he went hitchhiking with his keys, eyeglasses, and cigarettes. Maybe leave the eyeglasses, maybe if they were like reading glasses, but the keys and the cigarettes almost seem imperative that he would take those with him.
Yeah. Because I think I read somewhere or seen somewhere that it was his truck had ran out of gas, or the S10 Blazer. I'm not sure which it is. I've looked. It had run out of gas.
I think I had read that it ran out of gas too. the thing is, it just says it broke down here. In
Mhm.
this, it says broke down. Well, running out of gas and breaking down, those are two different things to me. Do you think of it the same way? They're two different
Yeah,
things?
I mean, I even think of a flat tire as something different than breaking down,
Right.
because even as a female, I know how to pull.
Do we lose D again? Hello, D.
Hear me?
There you go. I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm throwing it all.
Ah,
No, I probably need to charge it all is what I need to do.
yeah.
Might be
Need
a
to charge this stuff. I'm always the thing is, D, with everything that I have a tablet, a phone, this laptop, that laptop, my headphones, and a Bluetooth speaker. I'm always charging at least two things at once.
Well, see,
Oh,
and I've only got one charger for all of it. So,
all right. Well, that has to be next on your list.
yeah.
If you really want to go, get high tech and everything, Yeah, seriously, you don't know how many cords and chargers I have around, and ones that I take with me when I go out because I work. I go to some places like Starbucks or wherever to do work too, and I have to bring all sorts of cords with me. Always.
I get it. I do.
I'm keeping the cord companies in business, D.
But I mean, like I said, even a flat tire is something different
Right.
to me than breaking down. It's the keywords in that breaking down. And I'm like, huh.
Right.
Well, if I broke down, that means my vehicle isn't going nowhere.
Right.
That might be a little bit of a different story if it was, close by the house versus do we know how far he was from his home?
Not close. I actually looked at the map. He's not close. The way I looked at the map is Binger, is here, is in a certain place. Hinton, where he allegedly worked, is directly north of there.
Yeah.
And then where his vehicle was found on I-40 is even farther away than that. So he could not have been going home or anything that
See,
day.
that was my next question. He was headed eastbound or westbound?
Eastbound on I-40.
So that would have been heading towards more or less Norman, Oklahoma City area.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Which there's casinos up there, horse gambling. Could he be involved in any of that with him working on this ranch?
Well, the thing is, it says the ranch was in Hinton. He was driving away from there.
Yeah, but I was just asking. Maybe we don't know what type of ranch it was. If it was just a regular cow ranch, or if it was a horse ranch, or just a regular old ranch had everything on it.
Don't know. But I agree with you also with the definition of breaking down. Running out of gas does not fall in the breaking down category. That's in the stupidity category. And a tire going flat, I guess you're broke down if you don't have a flat tire, or if your flat tire is flat itself or something like that, and then I guess you're stuck. Otherwise, I really don't consider that to be broken down. I mean, I've gotten flats before, and it takes a little time. You put the spare on and you're off. It sucks. But you're not broken down, but his truck was abandoned.
Yeah, and we also know that he was seen at the tire shop ordering tires earlier that day too.
Right.
That's the reason why I said, even if it was a flat tire, I wouldn't consider that broken down.
Right.
Unless you don't have a spare.
Right. So moving on to, once again, just going by this. And as you discovered, there isn't a ton out there. There is a Facebook page. It doesn't say any more than what's written here. Web Sleuth doesn't say any more than what I just read. I guess Reddit doesn't say much more than what I read just here. You don't, there.
Oklahoma cold cases. Let me look over it real quick. Yeah, she has pretty much like the same thing, except for, yeah, even his description.
Right. So we're maxed out on the info at this point. So here are some, things that, aren't mentioned. Well, what about cell phone info? I mean, this was only 10 years ago. He most likely had a phone. What's that saying? We don't know. It doesn't seem like the phone was there in his vehicle. So did he take it with him? What is going on with that? We don't know. So we have no cell phone information. And that makes things very difficult when we start looking at newer cases. I couldn't find anything of him having any problems with anybody. No tales of people wanting him dead. Of course, as you know, D.
Here's something I did see in the cold case Oklahoma that I didn't see ever in hers. Okay. It states, the S10 laser was located on the side of the interstate I-40 eastbound just west of, she even gives the name of yeah. The vehicle with the personal items in it. The truck had damage to the driver's side window and had structures on the back window.
Stickers.
Oh, okay, stickers. That's what. Okay. Now, was that damage done prior or before or while on I-40?
It's hard to tell. Now, if you look at, if you want to be really, this is sometimes, as you know, D, how you have to read these things. In what tense is the verb? Is it in the present tense? Is it in the past tense? The way it reads here is Lange's gold Chevy S10 pickup truck, which has damage to the driver's side window. To me, the way I read it, that means that damage to the window was there before he went missing. Whereas if it said which had damage to the driver's side window, that means, well, maybe that happened at the time of the disappearance. But I read it as if it had it before, but there's no guarantee on that. Unless one of his family members wants to come right out and say so, what it actually is, I get the idea that this was before he disappeared.
Okay, well, I just seen that and I was like, whoa, hold up. I didn't see that really quick. Hang on.
Right.
The way she had it wrote versus, was it Oklahoma Cold Cases? You should reach out to her over the case and see what she has on it.
Who is it?
Oklahoma Cold Cases.
Okay.
She's been on your channel before.
Once I'm done with the Atlantic series, we still have some weeks to go.
Yeah.
And I've already talked to a few people for upcoming cases already, for when we kind of get back to the normal stuff. I will contact that. The page for Billy Lange is often updated. There is somebody in his family who is posting stuff there. So I'm hopeful that I can talk to somebody there, but maybe this woman who runs this Oklahoma cold case, might know something too.
Like I said, I know that you've interviewed and talked to her before, just in case the family,
I've talked to her. Who is she?
Like I said, she's Oklahoma Cold Cases. I remember back, I think it was in 2021, COVID had just hit. So it'd been 20, wouldn't it?
2020.
Yeah, 2020. It was around July that you interviewed her. I don't remember what case it was, but I do remember the interview because I was like, yay!
All right, hold on. Let's figure out. I just happen to have my list up. So 2020, not quite 4 years in. So let's say around disappearance 180. Was it an Oklahoma case that I covered?
Yes. It would have been a Lawton case, I think. I think it was over the girls in Lawton that went missing.
The girls in Lawton? I did not cover that.
Cover that one.
No.
Okay.
See if any of these names around that area. Jesse Ross was Illinois. Lisa Shuttleworth was South Carolina. Jackson Miller, California. Patrick Reed, Texas. Jeremy Goodwin was like Arkansas, I think. Mary Jane Van Gilder, we know her story. Phyllis Corbin, no. I think that's not Oklahoma. Eric Alvarado, no. Cassandra Ramirez, no. April Andrews, no. David Hardy Jr., no. Dennis Lushball, no. Heather Grotman, no. Chris Sanders, we know his. Daniel Sleeper, Julie Weflin, no. Oregon Shelva Rafting, no.
Just a moment.
Rodney Kaiser, that's like Virginia, West Virginia. Christina Mittendorf, Chris Mittendorf, Christina Brownham, no. Gregory.
I've got list of people that are part of the organization. Amanda Newland Davis.
No.
Jennifer Gagg or
No.
Gage, Gragg.
No.
And Caitlin Rivez.
No. Are you sure it was me, D?
Mm-hmm.
Because once again, it was around COVID time.
I was trying to think. It would have been between July and October. I'd give you that much of a
Oh my goodness.
thought there. Yeah. That was just on like I might have to go through it later and find them. But I know that you guys did an interview because, like I said, I even emailed her. I was like, oh my God, you interviewed him. I had actually messaged her way back whenever I decided to start my channel on Facebook and asked her if she minded if I did little shorts on, the missing people that she had in her list. Because she was the only one I could find online that covered only Oklahoma cases.
Wow, that is weird, D. I'm looking here. I'm just seeing a lot of family members in here. And does she have anyone in her family who is missing?
I don't think so.
Mark Heimball was 2022, so I'm way ahead there. So let's say 90 for that, so 150.
They have a Facebook page too, and you're part of it.
Kristen, Lisa, Linda, mother, father, daughter, mother, father, son, mother, sister, mother, Mary Jane Van Gilder, we know officer for that. Niece, cousin, mother, half-sister, daughter, mother, blogger, Heather Grotman. It's not Heather Grotman, right?
No.
Mother, co-worker, sisters, niece, mother, wife at the time, ex-wife, niece, sister, father, daughter, sister, mother, brother, sister, girlfriend, niece, Caroline Lowe, reporter, mother, father, Marion Hurley, the neighbor's blogger, mother, daughter, father, half brother, daughter. I don't know who you're talking about, Dave.
All right.
That's all around that 2020 time. So now that we're like totally off totally off on a tangent now, D. So I'm not sure who you're talking about. Are you sure it wasn't older than that? Because I did cover, who was it? I'm thinking of out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. But and even in that one, I think it was the girl's sister or something. See, now we've created our own mystery just for us.
And I'm fixing to unravel because I just emailed her.
Or it's much more recently. Because I have a list of I have a database with all the guests and, their names and their connections to the missing person here. So unless she is a family member, because I haven't really had too many people as guests who weren't family members. It's somewhat rare.
I was trying to find.
But you think it was an Oklahoma case?
Yeah, because that's all they cover.
All right, let's do this. All right, everybody, hang tight. We're off on a tangent. Anybody who's watching and listening, we're talking about Billy Lange, and now we've created our own
rabbit hole.
Yeah, you sent me down a rabbit hole, damn you.
Well, it's okay. I messaged her with, hey, I know it's been a while, but when was it that you and Ed did that interview, and what interview was it on? I know it's been a while, but do you remember?
All right, let's pull up the big time database just for Oklahoma. Here it is. Only. All right, here are all the disappearances that I have covered in the state of Oklahoma. Quite a few, as a matter of fact. Travis Morrow.
I remember that one, but no, that wasn't been it.
Adams, his mother. Travis Morrow was his ex-wife. Stephen Adams. Peggy McGuire. No. That was her mother, I think. Patricia Taylor.
I don't think so.
No, I think that was his sister. Molly Miller and Colt Haynes. Of course, we know who that was. Laura Bible, Ashley Freeman. Of course, that was Laura's mother. Kenny Weaver was also a family member. And Clinton Thomas Sr. Also a family member. That's the only 10. That's the only 10. That's quite a few, but it's it.
I swore it was you that did it, but maybe not. Maybe
You've been cheating on me listening to other people, D?
I would say maybe it was the other one that has been doing them forever. The one that actually got me drawn into listening to you guys on podcast. What's her name? Now you're going to have to go make me pull up her. That's easy to pull up. Believe it or not, hers pops up before yours does. The Vanished.
With Marissa.
Yeah.
The
big wig out there.
Not touching that one, D.
Have you heard any more about you? While we're on a tangent, about your friend that was diagnosed with cancer? I can't think of his name. He has a YouTube channel.
I have not. Maybe he's done an announcement on his channel, but I don't know. Let's finish this Billy Lange tangent. All right, let's get back to this. Here are some other things. Of course, 60 years old. Could he have had some sort of health issue? Could have. I don't know how likely that is. I mean, had some stroke, a heart attack, didn't know what he was doing.
Well, I would say, but working out there on the ranch like he would be, I mean, he was used to hard work, so.
So regarding his vehicle, we really don't know exactly what was wrong with it. If it's out of gas, this is starting to sound like Brandon Lawson in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Brandon Lawson was high. We now know that, even though everybody wanted to deny it. I thought he was just on drugs that night when he made those phone calls. Of course, all the kooks out there thought otherwise. But, people who intentionally run out of gas, you got to wonder what's going on there. But was Billy's truck really out of gas? So we need to know what was exactly wrong with the vehicle. Broke down is something, is not very clear. There's something else that comes to mind. He was buying new tires, but he had a broken window in his vehicle.
Yeah.
New tires. I mean, I know the tires that I just got for my car. They're high performance, high-end tires. It's going to be, it ended up being like 4 figures, to buy them and get them balanced and mounted and everything. probably go a lot cheaper on the vehicle that he had. Let's just say the tires are $150 a piece. At $600, surely you can get a window replaced on a vehicle for cheaper than that. So he's spending this money on tires, but he's not getting a window fixed.
True. I mean,
Either that or the window actually was damaged at the time of the disappearance, but it's still unclear.
but if we knew more clearance on that, then we'd have more answers.
Right. Now, what occurs to me, though, is we have to be open to the idea that when cars sit along the side of the road like that, idiots will come by and throw things at them.
Yeah, unfortunately, nowadays.
To be idiots, kids, just bored out of their minds, who knows? So very well could be that the vehicle was there. He's gone for whatever reason. Somebody sees it way up up ahead. Oh, look, I'm going to throw something, in my vehicle at it. A coffee cup or something. It wouldn't take too much at that speed, highway speeds, to break a window or at least crack it. So we just don't know still what to think of that. But if the vehicle was the window was broken before he went missing, he's ordering tires but can't get the window fixed. That seems weird to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means, and I hear our train in the background.
Yes, he's always so lovely.
Yeah, he finally was on the couch, said, "Oh, they're doing the show." Wallet, no news of the wallet. Did he take it? So he took the wallet, didn't take the keys, didn't take his cigarettes. We'd also need to know, I know that, there was this something that one of his family's members wrote on the Facebook page. It says, "It's come to a point in our search for Billy where the family feels like a reward is necessary to get people to do the right thing. As much as we all would like to see Billy home safe, at this point, we do not feel like this will happen." I think this was written back in like 2016 or something. "While I cannot release specific information, I can make some general statements that will help explain to the community why the family is taking this approach. When a person who has led a very habitual life in which they visit the same places, see the same people, and show up to work on a regular basis all of a sudden stops that behavior, there is significant cause for concern." Well, okay, if that's true, that he followed the same pattern every day, then where was he supposed to be going that day? If he was going to Hinton, was he supposed to be meeting people there? Did he have a supervisor there, the owner of the ranch, whatever? Did anybody call anybody? Did anybody try calling Billy when he didn't show up? We don't have any information like that. All we can say for sure is that if he worked in Hinton, the vehicle was found pointed away from Hinton, not on the way to Hinton. If he was starting in Bangor and going to Hinton, where the vehicle was does not satisfy that route. So they're making him out to be a very habitual person. Well, then you tell us what's going on here. If he's so great with these habits. So, and there are friends that he speaks to every day and places that he purchases breakfast, lunch, etc. from every day. While there has been other information that has also cause for concern, at this time we will not be releasing that information. Well, they never have. This was written years ago. If you have any information that would lead to the recovery of Billy, we are asking that you contact us with that information. You may also contact the Canadian County Sheriff office if you prefer. At this point, it doesn't matter whether you speak to me or Canadian County. We want Billy to come home to his family. The reward is for a person who can provide information to lead to Billy, or in other words, allow us to recover Billy. Having read a lot of statements like these over the years, 10 years going, 400 disappearances, as much as the family might have been saying maybe originally that they thought it was foul play, this statement does not have a foul play feel to it. What do you think, Dee? If you're still there.
I'm still here.
Okay. That
I'm just muted.
And I know you've read a lot of these statements too, and you get a feel for them.
Yeah.
It doesn't strike me as overt. We know how families can be. We know you did something to Billy. We were going to bring you to justice. You just wait. And if we don't get you now, in the next life, God, if they believe in such things, is going to get you. We've read several statements over the many years like this.
Or what happens in the dark will come to light.
Right.
That one makes me kind of flinch and everything, and the eye twitch and all goes on. That statement.
Yeah. So as much as they're saying, once again, going back to the Charlie Project, he's considered missing under has there ever been a non-suspicious disappearance? This is just the way media writes it. And his daughter believes foul play was involved in this case. Well, this statement does not feel like foul play to me. It was not written by somebody who suspects that it's foul play.
Me either. It sounds more like she knows that something happened.
Whoever wrote this, it very well may be the daughter. I forget who wrote it, but it gives more along the lines of, was Billy having some sort of mental health issue?
Yeah.
Right?
Or an addiction issue.
Yes. Right. That, this is more along those lines than the foul play lines.
Yeah.
So there's that to consider. And of course, we just, in Unfound, we just featured a disappearance kind of like this. Which one? Let me get the name very quickly for everybody. It was in Texas. Kevin Robertson, remember, he was working in an oil field in Texas, and eventually his vehicle was found wrecked miles from where he was supposed to be, going in the wrong direction. And, the vehicle crossed over lanes of traffic and overturned or whatever else, a pickup truck, and Keith is still missing. This kind of sounds like that.
It really does.
It does. Even though Billy's truck was not wrecked. So there's that. What else? Where is he supposed to be going that day? What I'd also want to know is, does Billy Lange have any law problems? Did he have any issues with the law? Any warrants are out for his arrest? Anything like that? And I don't know this man. I'm hoping he was a great father and brother, husband, if he was married, whatever else. But it would not shock me if I were to find out he had problems with the law.
Yeah.
Once again, you just kind of get a feel for these things after a while. I'm not saying he was a violent felon, but it wouldn't surprise me if we found out that maybe he had a DUI in his couple DUIs or something like that. I could be totally wrong, but it wouldn't surprise me.
No, especially with knowing that she says he had problems like this, or despite his problems.
Mm-hmm.
The way she wrote that makes me really go into, okay, it was either a drug problem or an alcohol problem, or even maybe a gambling problem. Because believe it or not, in Oklahoma, we have Gamblers Anonymous.
It says he has not missed a day of work in years and years. Okay. I don't know.
But it also says, I read somewhere that he was a very, very friendly person. What was the stop to the tire shop after he stopped for his daily coffee?
Mm-hmm. Who stops? If you're going to work, who has time to stop and talk to a tire place about tires?
Most of the time, especially on ranches, it starts at 5 o'clock here, 5 a.m.,
Yeah. Yes. So jumped out to me. This does not feel like a foul play disappearance to me. It very well may be that it could be. There's no facts to dispute that. But I think that if we were to look at similar disappearances that were resolved that are kind of like this one, usually not foul play. They're usually mental health issues, addiction issues, and also what we can't rule out. If the vehicle is out of gas, it very well may be that Billy went somewhere and something happened to him somewhere and it was not foul play, but he stumbles off into the woods. Somebody comes along, finds the vehicle with the keys in it, and somebody takes it for a joyride until the gas is out of it. That happens. That, you know, I had multiple friends in Las Vegas who had that happen to their cars.
Yeah.
You know, all the time, it seems. That never happened to me, but I remember a guy I worked with at Star Trek. He had like a Saturn. It got stolen, I think, from his apartment complex. And police ended up finding it. There was not a scratch on it. It was just out of gas. Somebody took it for a joyride, ran out of gas, and just left it there.
Oh, I mean, I could see, like, okay, say he had it parked while he was working on a fence or something for that ranch, right?
Yeah.
On the side of the road, and if he had a habit of leaving his keys in it, which I don't know very many people who do have that habit, but if he did, you know, I could see someone jumping in it and taking off in it. You know, going, the ranch house is just right over the hill. I'll just walk it, and something happened in that walk.
Right.
Because what time of year was it that he went missing? I kept looking.
It was in March.
So rattlesnakes are kind of coming out at that point, depending on how cold it is. March 3rd. I wasn't in Oklahoma for that, so
early March. Don't know. They had a there is a picture of him at the, I guess, the convenience store that morning. He had overalls on and like long sleeve hoodie under that. I want to note for everybody, as I don't think in my life I've ever worn overalls, which I don't think that'll surprise anybody. You know, he has a bunch of tattoos. I don't know.
I've only seen like 4 tattoos from what I've seen, and even looking at the photos, he has the one across his back with his last name, and on either side of it has a scorpion.
Yeah.
I mean, you said a bunch of tattoos. Gee, you'd call my one tattoo a bunch of tattoos, Ed.
I have no tattoos. I will never get any tattoos. Never, or never, ever. But I mean, if the family is out there, of course, you want to talk to Dee, you can do that. She's right there in Oklahoma. Me, I could help you out, unfoundpodcast@gmail.com. And like I said, I anticipate reaching out to the Facebook page. I want to get a little closer to the end of this Atlantic series, which is going very well. And so we'll see what we can do. And hopefully I'll be able to get some of these additional answers about what was wrong with his vehicle. What do we know about the phone information? Being that he didn't show up for work, did anybody call anybody? You know, this is all important information, but I think my prediction is that if I get those answers, it's going to really, really, really push me in a non-foul play direction. I think.
Yeah.
So Billy Lange.
Interesting case.
Oklahoma. Yeah. You know, we have to admit, anytime you have a guy who's supposed to be at work and then he doesn't get it to work and then his vehicle's found abandoned, rarely is it proven to be foul play. You know, we've had a few of those. One of them, I guess, technically has been resolved. Ronald McNutt dropped his grandson off at school, was supposed to be going to work, didn't end up there. Eventually, his vehicle's found in Northern California after a forest fire. There's a body in it. Because of the fire destroying the body, pretty much they couldn't get DNA, but it probably is Ronald McNutt in his own truck. And then going very close to where I grew up in Pennsylvania. I had the disappearance of, let me see if I can find, oh my goodness, Al Copper from Avonmore, PA. He was also supposed to be going to work. His vehicle was found abandoned in the woods not far from where he lived. Still unresolved. His family thinks it's foul play. I do not. These things happen. And with Ronald McNutt, I'm not sure what was going on there. But with Al Copper, it seemed like he was having marriage problems and some things.
See, the one thing I know with him is he was a biker. And I don't know where I saw that, but I had seen him on the back of like a Harley or, a big.
Oh, Billy Lange?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't see that.
I don't remember where I saw that photo at. I saw it somewhere, and that's why I was just scrolling through and looking. So I can send it to you. I don't know where I saw that at.
Okay. We just don't have as much information we would need to be really, really precise. I would just say in general, this is a non-foul play.
Yeah.
As for the other one that you wanted to talk about, like I said, there is so much going on with that Lydia Abrams disappearance. There's a lot of stuff around it, but I think the disappearance itself is fairly straightforward. You did tell me that some people contacted you when we didn't talk about it.
Last
week, the week before, whenever. Right?
Yes.
Lydia Abrams. Okay. This is a disappearance that, once again, there's a lot of hubbub that went around after she went missing, because there was this alleged boyfriend and then her children. What happened was her husband died, and for whatever reason, he didn't leave a lot to her. Most of it was going to kids, and I'm not even sure if they're kids together or not. But Lydia ended up going to court against the kids regarding the estate and the property, and they had a business and had rental properties and all these, and they had some money. I think that her husband, most of the stuff was in his name. Could be in like $9 million. This is not throwaway money. And this was some years ago, so we're not even talking $9 million in today's money. I think this might have been maybe 10 years ago or something. But what happened was, after her husband died, she ended up hooking up with this guy. His last name was Harper, and he was allegedly helping her take care of the property and doing all these things, kind of a ranch. And then his story is that on the day of the disappearance, that he had lunch with her. And he last saw her at 2:30 p.m. when he went to mow the grass and do other ranch work. When he returned 5 hours later, 7:30, he said Abrams was gone, leaving her purse, cellular phone, keys, and Ford pickup truck behind. The next day, this guy notified Isidro Garcia, a longtime ranch employee, telling her, or is it a guy, that Abrams was missing, and said friends and neighbors close.
Oh, give me a minute.
And I'll continue. We'll wait for the train to pass.
Oh, I just muted myself. I was like, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Continuing, if it's going to let me. So he just said they had lunch. They went their separate ways. He comes back. She's gone. Next day, he tells a longtime ranch employee, I don't know where Lydia is. That same day, the next day, her disappearance, Lydia's disappearance, was reported to police and started rescued after lunch. By that time, the next day, This guy's last name is Harper, had left and taken his RV out of state. And this happened in California. He went to New Mexico and Colorado for what he said was business. So his girlfriend's missing. He goes out of town. He returned to the ranch later in the week. And so there was a lot of wrangling after that. The kids, and then with this Harper guy, because he had paperwork saying that now he would get the property and all of this stuff. And it was just a lot of, of course they suspected that this guy, Harper, did something to her, which seems likely to me. But here is the real kicker in all of this. It says that 2 days before Christmas in 2021, there was a death at the ranch of a 46-year-old Jody Newkirk. She died of a meth overdose. People say you can't overdose on meth, maybe of a fentanyl in it or something. But in March 2023, after a 2-year court battle over Lydia's estate, the parties being this Harper guy on one side, the children on the other, grown children, reached a negotiated settlement. The settlement would establish a monetary reward for the arrest and conviction of those responsible in Lydia's disappearance, and her properties would be placed for sale. If her remains were not located by 2025, so it's already passed, 50% of the estate will go to the kids, and the other 50 goes to Harper. So, of course, her remains have not been found. So I guess here in 2026, the kids got, I guess, like $4 million, and the Harper guy got $4 million. And it seems very likely to me that he's the one that caused the disappearance in the first place. And he died. And if everybody wants to know, he had a history of domestic violence. He was charged with sexual assault and kidnapping. He pled guilty to misdemeanor assault. In 2011, he was found guilty of misdemeanor sexual assault for groping 2 women on a snowmobile tour. He had to register as a sex offender. In 2014, he was sentenced to 4 months in jail for probation violation. And then Lydia, he's the last person to see Lydia. And he gets $4 million out of the deal. That's nice work if you can get it.
Oh, my question is how did he pull it off? Barry Murphy, you just couldn't do it. You know what I'm thinking.
As we've learned, Dee, some of these guys are smoother at these things than others. My insight after 10 years and 400 disappearances is a good way to get caught is to try to do things too complexly, too complicatedly, or however you want to put it. Whereas with this, it's very simple. He said he was with her. They parted ways. I never saw her again. Was Barry Morphew, what did he do? If he killed, it will still be proven, needs to be proven that he did anything. He claimed he was way off in some other city and couldn't have done it because he was there. Well, anytime you start with stuff like that, people are going to look into that.
Yeah, and people are going,
were you really there, Barry? And as we've seen with all of the disappearances that we featured on Unfound, where wives have gone missing and we believe that the husbands did it, but the husbands are still walking around free men, what is the most common story? She was here. She was not here. I don't know where she went. They don't have any alibi. They just say, I was here. I don't know what to tell you. I was here at home. I don't know what to tell you.
I'll say, I remember back, what was the Alaska case that you covered? That the husband was suspected?
Alaska.
Yes.
I've covered a few, but
her ex-husband was suspected of doing something.
Not in Alaska. Closest one we have to that is Oh my goodness. Luckily I have the database up here and I can pull it out. Pull it
Rabbit
out.
hunt again.
Rabbit hole again.
Ed.
I shouldn't have worn such nice clothes to the show tonight if I knew I was going down rabbit holes. All right, let's see Alaska. I know that we've only featured like 3 in Alaska. Pretty sure. Three. J.L. Hamblin, no. Aaron Gilbert, no. Bucky letting you know. Aaron Gilbert, she was there with some guy on a date. So that's the only 3 that I've featured from Alaska D. It's amazing I can remember that. Only 3. So I don't know what you're thinking. You're thinking, where is your mind? You're confusing Unfound with some other podcast.
No. I think it was one with the guy. She was out on the date with the guy. I really
do. Aaron Gilbert.
Yeah.
She met a guy. He asked her to go to some festival. They go up there. He says that the car wouldn't start. He said he went to get help. When he came back, she was gone.
Uh-huh.
So with that one, though, it's still him trying to say that he went somewhere. You know, I went to do something. And to me, that's what makes him even, more, makes him look more suspicious. And I'm inclined to believe probably this guy, his name is David Combs. He might be responsible. Whereas if he said, well, yeah, she wanted to go to the restroom and I just stood here at the car and she never came back. That's different. That's different. And so when we think about this Harper guy, and if he did do something, his story is very simple. I don't know. I never left the property. We had lunch. It was a good time. I stayed here. I mowed grass. I did this. I never saw her again. No different than Rosemary Rapp. And, Rosemary Rapp's the one that creates for me the stereotypical story that I tell when these kind of disappearance happens. Because what did her husband say? They went to bed. They woke up the next morning. She wasn't there. Her car was there. Her phone was there. Her purse was there. Her clothes were there. Her purse, her ID was there. Everything there. But she's not there. And he's like, I don't know what happened.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. I've heard these stories one too many times, and you know, with women. So
right. So I'm thinking that Harper makes a good possibility for this. Being, his girlfriend is missing and he decides to go on an RV trip anyway.
Yeah. I mean, are you really going to leave whenever someone you care about is missing?
No.
I mean, it depends on who you are, but me, no.
So for all those people out there who wanted us to talk about this one, the reason I said it's so complex is it's not, the disappearance is very straightforward. This is not Tom Brown. When you get into the complexities of that. This is a fairly straightforward disappearance. It's everything that happened afterwards with the legal wrangling and people wanting possessions. And was this piece of paperwork legitimate or was it forged and all that stuff? And that, unless I'm actually doing an actual 2-hour, 3-hour long podcast on it, it gets a little laborious.
Yes.
Put it into 15 minutes.
Oh, yes, I understand. Well, what did you think about them coming out this week and saying, hey, it's a possibility those letters aren't real? And then coming out and saying, I never said that. And no, we aren't working with them. The estate itself is taking care of the case.
I can't figure out, as I wrote to you privately, D, I guess the only place that's getting any of this communication is TMZ. If somebody wants to be taken seriously, And once, if Nancy Guthrie's still alive and they want $1 billion in Bitcoin, or I don't know, a collector car Ferrari or whatever else, are you really going to send that letter to TMZ?
Well, you know,
would you not send it more likely to the New York Times, the Washington Post?
I would say the same thing, but if you're wanting it out there, TMZ will run anything.
Right. It makes it less likely that it's legitimate if somebody's sending something to TMZ.
Yeah.
Now, certainly, I'm not saying that TMZ lies. You can go there, and I don't know if TMZ has ever been sued or anything. It's not the National Enquirer.
Well, wasn't Harvey a lawyer?
He was, yes. He was a lawyer. He used to be like the outdoor reporter for like Judge Judy or something, or Judge Wapner. Yeah, way back in the day. Yes. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the TMZ is illegitimate. I'm not telling you it's not like the National Enquirer that gets sued. And, you know, of course, I'm dating myself there. What I'm telling you is that TMZ does sensationalism of news. They cover famous people. They cover, you know, sports people getting DUIs. And is this person cheating on this person? And once in a while, yes, they get into serious news if somebody famous has done something bad, murder or whatever. Otherwise, it's not, you know, it doesn't cover world events. You're not going to go there for terrorism coverage. So what is this person or people group doing, sending email? I mean, of course, we're going back months now, emails or whatever else to TMZ. I mean, really, what's going on here?
I mean, I know TMZ. I know Harvey earlier. Whenever I watched the Two Angry Men, and he was talking about it. He's even told the FBI, "Look, we will pay the Bitcoin if this helps us track down who's sending these letters." And they were told no.
I just think if you want to be taken serious about getting money, you don't send something to TMZ. You don't. You send it to the cops. You send it to, no matter what you may think about CNN or Fox News or whatever. Is it still called MSNBC? I don't even know. In the New York Times, the Washington Post, the LA Times, or the major newspaper in Phoenix or media site in Phoenix or something like that. If you want to be taken seriously, you don't send it to TMZ.
I would agree.
You know, do you even know what TMZ stands for?
I used to.
That's a good trivia question. What does TMZ stand for? It stands for 30-mile zone, which means it wants to specialize in that area of LA, you know, where all the famous and beautiful people live. 30-mile zone. That's why it's called that. You know, so now granted, it of course does a lot outside that, but that's what it's called. That's what it stands for, 30-mile zone. And like I said, it's just not if you want to get $50 million for kidnapping somebody, don't send a ransom note to them. This is all crap. I'm sticking to that story, D. Sticking to it. But that's all I have for you tonight, D.
All righty. It's been fun. I got hold of her. I'm waiting for an email back going, yeah, I can tell you which one. And me send it to you, and you go, oh, I know.
We got to clear this up. We got to clear what this is about. You have me going through my list. Luckily, I have the database. Once again, the Unfound database. If you want to look at it, go to theunfoundpodcast.com. Look up in the margin. You'll see the link to the database, and you can see all of the disappearances that Unfound is featured, and you can toggle through all the different categories. And that's how I was able to pull it up and say that we've covered 10 disappearances from Oklahoma and 3 disappearances from Alaska.
Well, Ed, you know, I didn't realize how long your hair had gotten until now. And I remember when we first started growing it out, I remember you used to be really, really short-haired.
Look at me, D.
Yes, I know.
Look at me.
I threatened to shave mine today.
Hey, when my singing teacher, who is a rock singer, tells me that I have rock star hair, then I officially have rock star hair. When it comes from a rock singer, you got to believe her. That's legit right there. That's legit.
Well, I do know that Cash has asked me that in itself is sketchy. I think someone just wanted attention, trying to see what they can get.
Oh, the letters to TMZ?
Mm-hmm. TMZ or People
Great.
Magazine, either or.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fantastic, because some of these places will say anything for attention. Yeah. Whereas if it goes to a legitimate news media source, they're going to vet it. They're going to try to figure out if it's real or not and everything. And that's the last thing people want, who just want to get attention, who are lying. All right, D, I'm out of here.
All right. Bye.
All right. See ya. Good night. Had a good time.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, y'all. It's been real. It's been fun. Can't say it's been real fun today. But, I mean, one of the ransom letters guy, he went to jail. He got 5 years of probation. The first ransom letter guy got 5 years of probation. Also must go to a treatment facility immediately. So he had to go to, I guess, some type of treatment facility for either the drugs, the substances he was using, or whatever he was underneath the influence of. When he put the first ransom letter out, he says he was just trolling them. That was it. That was all. But I don't know about that. Don't know about that. Let's see here. I couldn't find anything over here. I mean, I think it's really, really sad that you're going to troll a family. And I swear, if this would have happened in Summer Wells' case, I probably would have tried to track down who was trolling my friend Dawn and Candace. You know, if it wouldn't have been them trying to troll the internet. So, it's kind of like, to me, the National Enquirer. What were the other ones back in the day that were cheesy, little bitty paper read it things that cost like $3 at the checkout? Then my mother always got, let me tell you, she always picked one up. I can't remember what they were called. But I remember those magazines back in the day. Read about this one's relationship and read about that secret going on over there. That, you know, they're the ones who paid for, well, you know what? How about this? TMZ, didn't Dog the Bounty Hunter used to work for TMZ? I'm going to go on a tangent. If he did, look at the BS he put into Sebastian Rogers' case. Look at the BS him and At Night are doing to Summer Wells' case. I love you, Candace. Know that, okay? Not talking in negative about your favorite girl. Yeah, I seen that. I feel so sorry for her for not, reaching out for help. She's so young. And it was postpartum. Yeah, I just hope that they find her and the baby's remains quick and it's not long and drawn out. I hate saying it that way, but I do. I hope they find them quick and it's not one of these like Molly and Colt's case. This went on for, well, let's see here, 13 years? Or the Summer Wells case, which has been going on for 5 years. You know, there's so many cases out there that have went on for so long that it's just like, well, this one since 2016. I mean, that's not that long, I know. Bye. I say, I'll see you to Monday, right? Bye, y'all. Monday night, meeting night. See, if he moves his live from Monday to Tuesday, that will really help me. It really would. And I need to talk to him about that behind the scenes. But I will message you, Jenna. I don't know if my stuff just glitched out or what when I kicked myself out. But love you guys if you can hear me. Good night, y'all.